Hello, you're in my kitchen again for another cooking video. I really wanted to share this. I'm very excited about this one in particular because it's one of my favorite things to prepare for myself, and this is a highly anti-aging beauty food, so I really wanted to share this with you. What I have here are just over half a pound of fresh shiitake mushrooms, and I have a little bit less of the same amount of organic black oyster mushrooms. Look how beautiful these are, you guys. Aren't these beautiful? I think so. So fresh and so beautiful. So I picked these up from the Asian grocer yesterday, and I'm going to do something really yummy with this. And so I'm going to set these aside for now and show you the rest of the ingredients before I get going. The base of my soup, I'm going to make a soup, is going to be, you guessed it, my bone broth. And the recipe for my bone broth I will link in the description below. And I always have this in my refrigerator, so I'll be using this as the soup base. I have my beef tallow, my rendered beef fat from my grass-fed beef bones, and I always keep this like chunks of fat in my freezer, the tallow, because I cook with it, and it's a very good essential fatty acid, again, for my skin and also my internal organs. Very healthy. So that's going in, about 2.5 tablespoons. I have here about a little more than 1/4 cup of roughly chopped scallions, green onions, and I have some garlic cloves. I won't be adding all of these, but I'll add several because I love garlic and it's an antioxidant. And pro tip that from my mother to me and now from me to you, I always keep peeled, washed, frozen garlic in my freezer to have on hand for recipes, and I do the same with scallions. I always have prepared scallions in a Ziploc freezer bag ready to go. And the same goes for, this is ginger root, fresh ginger root. And if you guys aren't including ginger in your diet, start, because this is a fantastic antioxidant and there's so many phytonutrients in ginger. I mean, I could go on and on actually about ginger, but I infuse everything with ginger. When I can put ginger in it, ginger goes in it. So this is another pro tip. I keep always fresh, peeled, clean ginger root ready to go. And what I do with this is I use a grater and I grate the ginger in because it's frozen and it's hard and it's perfect. And it also grating it makes the flavor more intense. So these are gonna go in. And then for seasonings, I'm going to use pink salt. I have black pepper. I have some dried parsley, which is another antioxidant, very good for you. And I have some mustard seeds, which I love putting in soups. This adds a really nice depth of flavor to soup. And also mustard seeds are a good source of selenium and other micronutrients, and very healthy. And then lastly, this is optional, but I like this. Especially in soup, I love adding a bit of celery seed because it adds a little bit of a flavor that is identifiable as celery, but not as strong as putting celery in the soup. It's a very subtle difference, and I enjoy this. So this is what's going to go in my soup, and I will be back with you for the next step. I'm back with my washed mushrooms, and I just want to show you again, once again, how beautiful these are. Look at that. I just think it's such a beautiful food. This fungus, yes, it's just so beautiful because I guess I know what it does for my body. I love this. And while I chop these, and by the way, this is what I use for grating my ginger and garlic. So I'm going to rough chop these for my soup, and while I do, I'm going to just share why including mushrooms in your daily diet, which is what I do, is so important. Mushrooms have long been known as an immunity boosting food, so they encourage the health of the immune system. And my background is in functional medicine, so I have studied mushrooms a great deal, and I know the benefits for not only the inside, but they're a great anti-aging food because they're really good for the skin. And they contain B vitamins. They're high in B vitamins. They have minerals like selenium, zinc, copper. They're a good source of vitamin D, folate, and they're rich in amino acids. And they're anti-aging because they promote longevity, because they're anti-inflammatory. And any food that's anti-inflammatory is anti-aging, because inflammation is what leads to disease. All diseases they start from inflammation in the body. So if you include foods like mushrooms in your daily diet, you're literally protecting yourself from being at high risk for disease. And I don't know about you, but I want to do that, and I also want to live a long time with a good quality of life. So that's that. And also, another interesting thing about mushrooms is they contain a specific type of fiber. It's called beta-glucans, and that's a particular type of fiber that helps kind of clean the blood. And shiitake mushrooms in particular, which is one of my favorite types of mushrooms. I actually enjoy all kinds of mushrooms, but I'm making this for myself, my beauty soup, my anti-aging beauty soup. And I just wanted to share because sharing is key. I'm using these these are organic black oyster mushrooms. And black oyster mushrooms are special because, first of all, they look really cool. Let's just all appreciate. They look really cool, and they are a good source of calcium, folate, again, B vitamins, potassium, iron, zinc. They even have vitamin C. And they're just, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is mushrooms in general, they're packed with phytonutrients. They are packed with antioxidants that fight against the premature signs of aging and help promote healthy cell renewal and growth. So they are true longevity food. So if you guys are not eating mushrooms on a regular basis or a daily basis, start, because not only are they delicious, they are nutrient packed and so anti-aging in every way. And I'm going to simmer this pretty much all day until I'm ready to eat. And then the leftover I will set aside. Some of it I will freeze because, you know, I'm a single gal, so I can only eat so much at one time. I will freeze some, and I will keep some in my refrigerator for the next 3 or 4 days so I can eat that, you know, in this week. And I am going to so enjoy this. I hope you guys try this out, because this soup is going, I'll show you the finished product, by the way, when it's done, but it's so delicious and simple. And when I eat foods like this, and this specifically, I can actually feel the nourishment. I can feel the bone broth and the tallow and the mushrooms and the goodness, the garlic, ginger, everything in here. I can feel it infusing my cells with happiness and goodness and health. And that's what I am all about. I'm all about simple goodness. And so I hope some of you try this recipe. As you can see, it's so simple. Just a few ingredients, a few simple seasonings, nothing crazy, but the result is going to be a nutrient powerhouse, I promise. So I'll be back to just show you the finished product. Alright, my soup, my beautiful soup is done, and I don't want to spill it, but here it is, and it's piping hot. I'm going to so enjoy this, and I have my 3 soft boiled eggs. So I tend to eat my first meal of the day around 2 o'clock or 2:30, and I am going to really enjoy this. I hope some of you make it, and if you do, please leave a comment down below and tell me how yours turned out.